Hey everybody, welcome to the world's okayest mountain bike podcast, and I'm gonna be right back. And Kyle and Ryan are gonna start this thing while I go grab some headphones.
What's up, everybody?
Holler! It's Friday. We are all wildly bored at the end of the work week and have an opportunity to jump on, so we're gonna do this. We're starting a little bit later because I was busy at the shop negotiating for my new gravel bike.
Your timeout what?
My new
what
gravel bike.
Gravel bike.
It would be gravel bike. Yeah, like a road bike, but with the knobby tires.
Yeah. So this is interesting. I wonder. You're getting a gravel bike, and this is very funny because I think my dedicated trainer bike for my my tax trainer Zwift setup will maybe see more gravel than your actual gravel bike. I think.
No, so I've got a 100-mile weekend scheduled already for a trip in April. So it'll get 100 miles on that weekend for sure, and then it'll have to see some miles before that weekend getting ready for it. So I'm gonna have to start doing a 30-mile ride at least, probably once a week here once the weather gets semi-decent.
Okay.
But it's good for me. It's just gonna be the only drop bar bike that I have. So it'll double as a road bike. It'll double as a gravel bike. You know what I mean? It's not like a full blown like 650B gravel bike. It'll be a proper like road setup drop bar gravel bike. Yeah. But I figured if I'm gonna do it, I might as well get one and then have a bike, and then you know how I do it. I'll sell it next spring anyways.
Yeah, of course. So what'd you get? A Crux?
No, I can't. Well, that's the thing is, so like I wanted a Diverge. The Crux is too rich for me. They only do race bikes. The Crux is only like essentially a race bike. So their cheapest build is a $4,500 bike, which is out of my price range. But so what I'm looking at, and I haven't 100% decided yet. So I'm looking at an aluminum comp Diverge with an Apex, SRAM Apex group on it. So it's like I guess that's a 1x11, maybe it's 1x12. Or I'm looking at an Otso, which is a wolf tooth carbon bike with DT Swiss wheels and a full Shimano GRX group on it.
Yeah, those are pretty sweet.
Yeah. So we've got both of them. I talked to the shop, and he said he don't mind me grabbing either of them. And I told him, I was like, well, you guys know what my deal is. So I didn't want to pull something that we're going to sell. And the Otso, he said, it's been there since late summer, and he said, at this point, I don't care. So.
Yeah. Very nice.
See. Yeah.
Very nice. Clinton's not back yet. You coming over to do some more dirt bike building tomorrow night?
I am back.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Can I come do some dirt bike building?
What's that?
Yeah. Why
Can I
can't you?
come? Dude, if I can, I'm there, man. I think we've got a whole night of stuff that me and you got to do before we can really start moving forward. We've got a ton of mechanical stuff we got to knock out on that thing.
Yeah, let's do like last week, 7 o'clock.
Cool, 7 o'clock, and we'll do tires. I'm going to rebuild my entire starter assembly. We'll knock out some tires. We'll get the whole cooling system rebuilt back up, and then kind of start getting pieces together.
Sweet. Well, let's get this pod really salted up.
Yeah, I'm here now. I caught it from the tail end of talking about Kyle's new bike, and he has 100-mile weekend scheduled.
I know.
Already.
Yeah.
Who is this guy, Ryan? Who?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I've got a very, very close.
Next, he's going to be challenging me for BT Epic just like you. I get it. Whatever.
No, so I've got a very, very, very good friend of mine who is not by any stretch of the imagination a bike guy. And that sounds weird, but he actually rides quite a bit. So he's just not like, the traditional bike guy and he nerds out about bike stuff. He just has a bike and actually does a fair amount of riding. And he really likes Katy Trail rides. And so every spring he does a ride. I think it's from here to Herman and back, and so it's like 50 or 55 or something like that out to Herman, and then for them, I think it's pretty much just a drinking ride where they stop at every brewery and winery along the way, and by the time you get to Herman, you set up your tent all hammered and then pedal home. I probably won't participate in all that, but the ride he really wants me to go on this year, and I don't feel like doing it on a single speed mountain bike. So
That kind of sounds fun, though.
I mean,
yeah, no, it'll be a great weekend. Yeah.
55 miles. I get that it's gravel and the Katy Trail's pretty much flat and smooth,
It's a big day.
but you don't
The
ride.
Katy Trail is deceiving, though.
That's
That's
what like if
not
this was pavement, no problem. But I think you're
Yeah,
going to
an
be
easy
hurt
pace.
pretty good, Kyle. I think you're going to be.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But I think here's the thing: is it's not going to be like a hammer fest. It'll be 10 miles to Defiance, grab a beer at Good News, hang out for 30 minutes to an hour, and then 15 miles out to Augusta, grab a beer. You know what I mean? It'll be a very broken up, casual pace ride. I mean, and I think we're going to be stuffing ourselves full of carbs and food the whole time anyways. So like in a 12-hour window, 50 miles won't be that bad on gravel.
Well, your
No
legs
climbing.
and your lungs might be
You'll be all
fine. I think your hind parts are going to start hurting.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to get
Especially
out.
on the ride
Hey.
back.
Yeah.
Hey, can I segue this, Clinton? I mean, perfect segue.
Okay. Are you
Me?
there? I know you're driving. You might be cutting out
Segue?
just a little bit.
Kyle, what kind of pedals are gonna go on this bike?
They'll be. You did. So, what kind of pedals are going to go on this bike?
Yeah.
The only thing I can think of would be the most advanced set of flats the market has to
Oh
offer.
my gosh. Okay, people. So
Rich,
full disclosure,
Oh,
I was a little wound up this morning.
Oh.
This is why we're doing
Wait
a
a second.
podcast today. Because I
Time out.
was wound up.
No, just kidding. I'll be running XTR SPD pedals. But go ahead, Clinton. Tell us why you're fired up today.
I don't
and it
understand.
got me fired up.
I cannot fathom the mountain bike accessory industry. I can't get my head around it. Hopped on Pink Bike, and it was either yesterday or today or a combination of both. It's like, what's in the news? More new flat pedals. P&W's rolling out flat pedals. Raceface has got some new flat pedals. Shoot, even
Chesters are
Yoshimura.
garbage.
These have been out for a while, but Yoshimura is a pipe company in the motocross world. They have flat pedals. I guess
They have flat pedals.
I guess we need to just get into the flat pedal business. I don't understand how there can be a market for this. Once you buy a pair of flat pedals that they work, like
They all
do you
work,
ever
right?
need to buy another pair for the rest of your life? I guess if you have more bikes and you want more, then you need to buy some. But this blows my mind. Like, they literally bring nothing of real value or innovation or change or any sort of significant improvement to the mountain bike landscape with every new set of flat pedals that comes out. Like,
But
it's
Clinton, I want to stop you because you're insulting flat pedal companies right now.
I am.
I mean, though, company A makes a flatter flat pedal than company B, and you know it.
Yeah,
Here's
which
what
I'm
I
sure
understand is
their
that, like,
company. Here's the problem, Brian, is it's not just company A and company B. It's company C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z, double A, double B, double C, like
It's like state
how can there
highways in
be
Missouri.
this many options, and how can the industry support it is beyond. I can't.
I
grasp.
know, dude.
That's what I don't understand, is that it's not like anybody is really trying to make the world's most incredible set. They're just making other options of a decent set. Like, nobody is like saying we have billet machine titanium ones with titanium everything for $400. It's like everybody's making the same $100 aluminum pedal, $50 plastic pedal. And I'm like, how is there any margin left in any of the manufacturing processes for any of these companies to be profitable whatsoever, making the exact same damn pedal? Like, now, I buy pedals based on what brand I like, not at all based on performance. And that means I buy Deity pedals exclusively because I like Deity. Like, I'm not gonna say Deity makes the nicest pedal, but like I do really like their pedals.
Because your Deity pedal, you know, there's just a few different really
Hold on.
pit
The only
layouts.
caveat to that is if you make an American flag themed product, I'm going to buy it. And in this case, I did buy a set of Crank Brothers pedals because they did make a Team USA flat pedal for the 2019.
Yeah, but they're just red. Aren't they like just red?
Yeah, no. They are red with blue pins.
Oh.
and not only just blue pins, there's a star and stripes on the side etched into the red.
Yeah.
And they were limited edition, which of course, if you're going to intrigue me at all, slap the word limited edition on it and make it American flag colors, and you 100% will guarantee that I will purchase it.
I'm just saying.
I bought my 4th full screwdriver set from a company that I didn't need a screwdriver set from because they made an American flag screwdriver set. And it was a super premium, high quality product, but I bought it anyways because I just had to have it.
I'm just saying, there's a pair of pedals on my dad's e-bike that I gave him that I had extra flat pedals, right? And I got them back when I first started riding. They came on my first legit good bike, that Intense Taser hardtail I had. And that bike's from, I don't even know how old, it was like a 2012. And those pedals, I have a set of Sam Hill signatures on my current dirt jump bike. Guys, we reached the pinnacle of flat pedal technology years and years ago, and yet just new ones just keep on coming, and I can't. Maybe here's what I think. I'm about to insult like half of our listener base, so this could be our last podcast.
Here we go.
Here's what I really think. Flat pedal riders for mountain bike trail riding, they know that their feet come off the pedals in ways that people who clip in, like us, don't have to deal with. And they're always desperately searching for these super marginal improvements because they're not willing to clip in, but they just keep thinking, but if I just get a better pedal, it truly will have all the advantages of being clipped in, and I'll still be on flat pedals. And so a new flat pedal comes out and they think maybe this is it, and it's not. It never is, because you can't be. Like, I mean, I don't know what else.
Gravity is gravity, you're telling me?
Gravity's gravity, and bumps are bumps, but I don't get it. It goes fine. It made me super salty this morning.
That's not a bad theory, though. I hadn't really thought about that, but that's probably it.
It's
that's the only thing.
I mean, once people who clip in, like, once they find the pedal they like, that's just the pedal you know, if you get another bike and you need new pedals, or after a couple years, you know, maybe the mechanism might start wearing out. Maybe. Doesn't happen a lot. But you get the one that this is the one I like. I'm used to it, the end. But because, like, you're satisfied with the performance. Whereas I think flat pedal guys are always like, they're never really satisfied deep down in their heart. You know, especially going up technical or bumpy climbs. I think there's a little bit of clip envy there. And so they get suckered into buying the next flat pedal, thinking it will somehow stick to their shoe a little better or something, and that's how they keep making new ones like that. And it's not that they keep making new ones or new colors. It's like companies that have never made a pedal before come out with a new flat pedal, and it's exactly like all the other ones. It offers nothing new whatsoever, which is fine if you like the way they look, but it's just like, what? How are there enough people buying these to support it? It's kind of like every couple, years, I liken it to like when Obama got elected for his second term. I remember this. Gun stores popped up all over because everyone was freaking out thinking that they were going to ban guns. And so, like, people who didn't even own a gun started buying guns. All these, I mean, in my little town, like, 2 gun stores popped up like overnight, and they lasted for like a year, and then they were gone because once people that realized that wasn't going to happen, or they bought that gun, like it didn't lead to them buying 10 more guns. Like, right? They got their gun. They've got the same one they bought then. I don't like, how is there enough repeat business in the flat pedal for a company to be like, you know what we need to do? We need to come out with a flat pedal, which, mind you, it's not like they can call up an OEM and spec their high-end, nice aluminum pedal on an OEM bike. Like, that doesn't happen. Cheap bikes get plastic pedals. Expensive bikes get no pedals.
Right.
How they can say to themselves, like, there are enough riders out there that are dissatisfied with their current flat pedal, or there's enough new riders coming in that we can capture some of them and be their first flat pedal to justify paying to manufacture a new flat pedal. Is it just the cheapest thing in the world to make? Like, I cannot wrap my head around this. I can't.
Well, and the weirder thing than that is that there's a lot of companies that share the same manufacturing, the same everything, and it literally is the same pedal, just with a different logo etched in the middle. I mean, like there's definitely brands that are doing their own things. I mean, like, so I'll be perfectly honest. Like, I had a set of NS Radiant pedals on my slopestyle bike for 5 years, and they were fantastic flat pedal. And then I recently got the new Stamp pedals from Crank Brothers because they were very cleverly marketed to a very specific Kyle Krangle. And so I got those, and it's a better pedal. Like, it just is. Like, it was $169 set of flats, which is completely unreasonable.
Oh my God.
Okay, hang on, time on. Let's do our viewers some justice that listen to us. And elaborate on that then, Kyle, because I don't know what makes that flat pedal better. So if some of our listeners are thinking about going to flats, what should they look for then? Because here I am thinking flat is flat. So a flat pedal is great. Maybe it's not wide enough or long enough. Maybe that makes it better. And I'm sure,
well,
but
it's not that some are better than others. It's just we kind of reached, like, you can already get as good of a flat pedal as can be made. And now what I'm saying is it's the new ones that keep coming out every year. As far as I can tell, like, there's about 3 major styles of them that have already existed for a long time. And these companies that, like, P&W just came out with the Loam pedal. Like, I just don't believe that pedal offers something that hasn't been on the market for years.
Well, it probably doesn't, but P&W is growing their customer base, and they might think that, the same customers buying handlebars wants to buy their dropper lever, and now we can offer them a set of pedals.
So, that's exactly I'm sure. Is that 100% that. It's that they've built up a brand and where they've got loyal customers that like their products and just think to themselves, if we produce a pedal, it'll offer us something that our brand currently isn't offering and add an additional 20% profit to our annual sales. Like, it offers nothing to the market, but now you've got a customer base that'll spend pedal money with you instead of with somebody else who makes pedals if you don't make pedals. So I think it's just brands using their marketing and their customer base to expand their sales. That's all that it is. And I think that's mostly what it is. I don't think we've had anybody in recent years say we have created and perfected the flat pedal. And, like, really, I think that Crank Brothers pedal I have is, I can't imagine getting better than that. I mean, it's a great pedal.
I can't imagine being the guy. I can't imagine the guy being hired by company X to go, we need you to create the greatest flat pedal. And that's his job.
That happened within the past, 5 years. So, to Clinton's point a little bit is that flat pedal technology, like what we consider and have evaluated all to make to be a great flat pedal, all really came around within the past 10 years. So, up until about 10 years ago, the traditional pedals were traditional pedals. You had brands like Welgo, Odyssey. It was all BMX based for the most part. But it was all just, and then Shimano making flat pedals. And all it was that it was a flat pedal and it was 20 millimeters thick. So BMX brands, a couple of flat pedal brands, over the past 10 years, about 10 years ago, realized that you have a more stable platform if you can thin the platform out, and it's a better, you You lose area underneath your foot, so you're not pedal striking as much, and then you have a more stable platform. And then they figured out around that same time frame is if they do that and they add a little bit of convex to it, so that your concave to it, so that your convex foot fits in it better, you'll have a better connection with the pedal. And so, but that technology and that understanding has really been there for like 10 years at this point. I mean, maybe more.
Yeah,
I stand corrected. I didn't understand that. So I stand corrected.
No, like modern flat pedals are way better than what flat pedals were 15 years ago. I mean, like there was a pretty
true.
big
I
jump.
agree with that. I agree with that completely. I used to have, when I was at Mizzou, Kyle, the my awesome setup was a pair of Vans, skate shoes, and some super tenderizers.
Yeah.
You remember the super tenderizer? And those were trash compared to what I've got now.
Right.
But I'm kind of like, what is the point?
But that was a $65 or $70 set of pedals back in its day too. Sealed bearings, probably magnesium body. And that was the pinnacle of pedal technology. But now, like bike places or bike shop manufacturing places are owning CNC machines, so they can start making billet pedals. They can start doing all kinds of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man, what do you guys think about the Bear Claw?
I know what you're talking about. I think I don't want to touch them with my shoes. I can't believe
back in the 90s. Woo, baby, I still got the scars on my shits.
Oh man, the stamped steel bear traps. Yeah, those were gnarly.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
So don't misunderstand and say that like there's not better or worse flat pedals. I don't believe that at all. I mean, I've broke a composite pair, and some are definitely better than others. It's just, it blows my mind that at this point, there's still enough demand to justify new people moving into the space that aren't offering any sort of improvement.
Well, and here's the thing,
I've been ranting about pedals for the last 18 minutes, though. Like, we got to move on at some point.
What else are we salty about? All right. Because I got like 5 minutes, and then I probably got to roll. But what else are we salty about, guys?
It's so damn cold, and I can't ride my bike right now. That's what I'm salty about. I'm mad. I'm out of shape. I'm packing my body full of sugar and carbs all day, every day. And I'm buying a friggin' gravel bike so I can put it in my trainer and hate my life a little bit less.
I need a trainer. Here's what I'm salty about is I don't have even a.
Oh no!
I've been searching Facebook Marketplace for someone local with just like a used $150, $200 stationary bike to put in my house, and I still can't find one. I went to my local gym, and they've got tons that nobody uses. Try to get them to sell me one, but apparently they got them as like a package deal or some weird thing. I don't know.
Dude,
hey, here's what we could do real quick.
Row machine.
Well, I'm going to end up with one because my parents got one for Christmas, a really nice magnetic rower. I helped them pick out, and eventually they're never going to use it, and then it's going to become mine. So that's in the long-term plan, boys. Here's what we could do real quick, and we'll let Ryan go first just in case he gets home. But we never did podcast about what we wanted for Christmas, so let's what did you get for Christmas mountain bike related? Have you gotten to use it, or what are you most excited about? Ryan, go ahead, go first.
I got one thing mountain bike industry related, but I am pretty stoked on it because with not to go pumping brands or anything, but obviously we're now Specialized guys, and my mother-in-law, kudos to Carrie, got me an awesome Specialized t-shirt, and I'm totally digging it. And so now I just need warmer weather to rock my Specialized t-shirt. But I got nothing else because I'm waiting on my bike, and I got everything I need for my frame once it comes in, and we're ready to roll. But
nice.
Yeah. But I'm pumped on that. So yeah.
Man, I need to buy a jersey. Gummit.
Man, much like Ryan. So
I didn't. Hang on, real quick. I didn't even ask for it. She just knew I was getting a Specialized, and she sought the t-shirt out, and it's a really cool t-shirt. And
nice.
So I am just pumped on it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right, Kyle, you can go next.
Okay. So I did also get a Specialized hat, which I was pumped about because you know us, we've got to rep what we ride and what we sell. So I got a flat bill, proper like flat bill bike bro, enduro bro Specialized hat, which is awesome. And then my favorite bike related thing, and man, I hope nobody listens to this and thinks of something that they got me that I didn't mention and I'm forgetting about. But I think one of the most favorite things that I got was a digital shock pump. So I've been using like an old like traditional like dial gauge rack shock pump for the past like 10 years. And so a bunch of brands started doing these nice digital pumps. So I actually have a Fox branded digital shock pump now, and it is so much nicer than anything I've ever used before. So that was awesome.
I should have. I'll speak up. We should trade because I'm a Fox guy and you're a RockShox guy, and I got the RockShox digital one.
Oh, did you?
No. What Kyle should trade with me because he's gonna pump his fork and shock up to whatever the recommendation is one time and then never touch it again. Whereas I would I'd be out there testing half PSI differences,
No, that's probably true. But I do have 16 bikes at my house, and 9 of which have air shocks and forks and stuff. So I have a whole fleet of bikes that I maintain with it.
Hey, I learned. So I had a 2-peak pump, and I killed it. I blew out the hose. Sounded like a 22 gunshot went off next to me is what it sounded like. Yeah. Guess it was getting old, and you bend over time, you bend the hoses, and I guess they just start to get a weak spot. I mean, I've had it since 2016. It's the only one I had ever owned. And yeah, I got a new Fox one. It's still analog, but it has like a swivel head, which is kind of nice. So you can always get the angle. But yeah, so I ended up getting. That's a good one,
Kyle.
Yeah, that was good. And then
go ahead.
Well, the only other thing I got that I wanted to mention, because my wife got it for me, and I love her, and she might listen to the podcast, was a Park Tool tire inflator, like a shop one. So it'll do Presta or Schrader with the big like 3-inch gauge on it, and it hooks up to a compressor. So it's just like a normal compressor shop style one. It's a super expensive Park Tool that my wife got for me, which I've wanted for like years. I just could never justify spending the money on it, so I'm pumped to have that.
Oh man, I wish I had that night. I had to switch like 6 tires around all at once. That would have been handy. That's a lot better than like getting the little spray nozzle and like trying to angle it just right on the valve stem to seat the tire and all that nonsense.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting part of this I had to pay for myself just because it was expensive, but I got the Cascade link for the Stumpy Evo, which I actually got it in November and put it on my bike. And then I took off the old link and cleaned it up really good and put it in the box and gave it to my mom to wrap, which she didn't find out about till after Christmas that what I opened was actually the stock link and I had already put the part on my bike. So I'm a bad person.
That's epic.
So that's been good. But we actually talked about that already in a previous podcast on the review pod of our bikes, Kyle. So I won't get into that. But I also got, and I got a pair of these last year and I love them. And I think if you live in Missouri and you want to ride in the warmer winter days and in the spring, that I got a pair of Fox Ranger water pant, like the 3L waterproof pants. And I love those things. Like that is a game changer. Basically for me, if it's under 55 degrees or 50 degrees, I'm wearing them, even if it's dry. And then even if it's in the 50s, even into the low 60s, if it's damp or rainy or whatever, I'm wearing them because it's so much nicer than getting your legs all wet and cold. I can go out in the winter, which I don't tend to ride if it's under 30 degrees, but I will ride when it's in the 30s. I've put those on. I've got they're cheap neoprene shoe covers and neoprene bar mitts. And I started running those last year when I'd ride in the winter, and my feet stayed dry and warm. My hands stayed dry and warm. My whole body stayed dry and warm with the pants. And I could actually ride pretty stinking comfortably in the cold with that setup without getting too hot and sweaty, just comfortable. So I got those. I got a blue pair. It's kind of I don't know how to describe the blue, but what I didn't expect was my wife got me a matching long sleeve Fox jersey. So like
Ooh.
my pant and jersey combo look good, except there's one problem is I didn't know she bought those. And I got myself a pair of bright, completely 100% red Specialized shoes. Whereas my Fox pants and jersey match my old Bottregger shoes really nicely. My shoes are going to stick out. It like
dude, I
so
bet
bad.
that looks awesome though. No, dude.
That's the way
Shoe
to go.
accent colors are where it's at. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but
That'll
the
look sick.
jersey, here's the problem. The jersey has kind of like a bronze lettering on it kind of color. It's going to clash.
Clinton, you wanted to stand out with that old bike you just sold with the colors and
That's
everything.
true.
And now you're complaining about standing out because your shoes don't match. Come on, dude. It's going to look good.
We'll
Hey,
see.
boys, I'm home. This has been fun, but I miss my family. I haven't seen them all week. So I'm going to let you guys
All
go.
right, Ryan. God bless
All
you,
right,
buddy. I'll
see
see
ya.
you.
All right. We'll see you
I
guys.
don't see it. There is one more thing I got, Kyle, that I do have to say. I'm almost bummed about how nice they are. Is got myself a set of P&W grips, and you know the ODI Elite Pro lock-on grips I have used, and that's the first set of grips I've ever bought a repeat pair of that I was totally happy with. But I got these P&W grips because I thought they would match my bike, and they don't really match the way I thought. But they're really good grips. Like I cannot believe how much I like them.
And they're P&W grips?
Yeah, I think you would like them too because they feel thin. Like they definitely feel thinner than my other grips, but I don't feel like I'm losing out on cushion and squishiness.
See, I might have to give that a try then. I'll give those a squeeze next time you come up because I still haven't found a grip that I like. So I have hand problems. I think I've got arthritis in my knuckles, and I haven't found a grip that I like the way that they feel and also like the way that they perform. So like I definitely like a thinner feeling grip for control purposes. But I can't keep riding that because my hands are trashed at this point.
Yeah, I can't believe how good they feel for how thin they also feel. You know,
Okay.
I've
Yeah.
usually on bicycles tend to prefer a thicker grip historically just for the extra squish, but
Sure.
and I don't feel like I'm giving anything up with these. Some I haven't got to test. I did buy a set of Specialized tires with the grid gravity casing. I've got a butcher and an eliminator to put on my enduro downhill wheels.
Oh, nice.
So
Okay.
hopefully I'll get to test those soon. Gosh, the deep freeze of winter though is just
Brutal, man. That's why I do projects. So that's why. So right now I've got my dirt bike torn completely down to a frame and engine at this point. I'm rebuilding and replacing everything on it on the rebuild. So I mean, it's going to be a completely new bike. The only thing that's staying is essentially the engine itself, the transmission, and then I guess the entire frame. I didn't mess with. I didn't powder coat or anything. But every bearing, pivot point, suspension piece, everything else is getting touched and rebuilt and replaced. So I get bored and I gotta keep the mind moving.
I mean, you could go to the gym.
Yeah, but that sounds awful.
That's probably where I'm headed as soon as we hang up. I've got to go at some point today.
Well, see, I'm just buying a gravel bike and I'm gonna throw that in the trainer downstairs and tell myself that I'm gonna do that this winter. And then eventually maybe I'll buy a row machine. I can't go to the gym and wear a mask, man. I just can't do it.
Oh, you have to do that up in the city?
I think you do now still. Yeah.
The gym I go to literally, well, the guy that owns it is very like anti-mask and stuff.
Right.
There's never been a mask mandate.
Well, see, and I don't want that either. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily want to go to a gym with a bunch of sweaty, heavy mouth breathing people. Anyways, I don't know. It's just I don't know. I'd rather just be in my basement. I'd rather just not go to the gym. Like the whole process of parking your car, walking inside.
Oh no,
dude, it's all terrible. It's awful.
See, I did the home gym thing a couple years ago. I bought a barbell, I bought plates, really nice, thick, dense rubber mats. I bought a bench press / squat rack thing. Like I had everything I needed to lift. And I found that I actually hated doing it at home in the basement by myself. And I just am in such a better mood when I go to the nice, brightly lit, colorful gym and there's other people around. I don't even talk to them, but just being around other humans. And however, I would like to have a trainer. So real quick, and then we'll just be done. This is the most random podcast we've ever done.
I know, no, 100%.
I know I shouldn't even publish it, but whatever. We don't get paid for this. Reese Financial Group. Okay. Anyway, what was I going? Okay, your trainer. So you've got the trainer that you put the bike on. Are those kind like you have? I don't know anything about them. Are they adjustable or do they just kind of have like one tension and like that's it?
So the one that I have, so by the way, you can absolutely find a used trainer that's worth purchasing for $50. Like they're all over they're all over Facebook Marketplace.
But here's the thing with those though, I need a bike that I can put a trainer compatible tire on.
Well, I mean, you could spin any of your mountain bike tires. You're just gonna get feedback. You know what I mean? You'd be fine.
It wouldn't like tear them up.
The tires, I mean, a little bit, but you've got a million dead tires sitting at your house. Throw a tube in it. Who cares?
Well, that is true. I don't any. Oh, I knew I should have saved one. I burned like a mountain of tires a while back of just old used torn up tires.
Well, so either way though, I mean, like worst case scenario.
I have an old Bontrager XR3, the old version.
Perfect. Yeah,
that I can throw on and use as my trainer tire.
Right. So the only thing you would need to buy would be an axle. So you would buy the trainer for $50 or $100, and then you'd spend like $30 on a Robert Axle Project axle, or Saris or whoever you want to buy it from. But yeah, and then once you get it, it's one tension. You can apply a little bit more pressure to it, but once you get that set, you change the tension based on your gearing that you're in. So if you were a single speed, you'd kind of be in bad shape, but you would just shift through the gears like normal.
So I could put a knobby tire on there and it would still work.
Yeah. You would feel it. I mean, you would feel it running through there and it would tear your tire up. But it'd be okay.
Well, eventually it just wear all the knobs off and then it'd be smooth. You know, who cares?
It doesn't matter. Right. I mean, like I said, if you got a tire, you're going to trash anyways. But you could at least do that and then get, like, my goal is to just do 30 minutes, like go down. I mean, really for me, it's an office episode or a Parks and Rec episode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just crank through one at a time and just do 30 minutes a day.
I've done it, man. I've been in the gym and I've done an hour. I think I did a 2-hour ride once on a stationary bike in the gym, just watching shows on my phone. It was awful.
That sounds awful.
Which is why I've pretty well switched to, if I go to the gym, I do strength training because I like doing that. And if I want to spin, I just bundle up and ride my actual bike.
Well, and that's kind of it too. Is that I've always liked having a road bike or gravel bike in the stable, just because you definitely get to be points in time in the winter where nothing is rideable. I mean, like people say Chubb's always rideable or Lost Valley's always rideable, but it's not. Like, dude, I don't really want to go put my bike through that. And so jumping on gravel or road is so much more manageable to do through the freeze thaw. I mean, like really between now and like the last week of March, like trails are going to be absolutely trash, like 100% guaranteed. Like hardly any chance at all of getting on dry, clean dirt between now and the end of March. Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't know anything about this, but Berryman Ozark Trail, always rideable. Always rideable.
Right. But again, that's 2 hours away for me. You know what I mean?
Right, like that is a lot farther.
I don't even want to walk across a parking lot in suburbia to get to a gym, man. I want to just walk down to my basement, slap on a pair of riding shorts, clip into my shoes, and then just spin for 30 minutes and call it a day. Because it's not a great workout, but it's way more than I'm doing now. I'm wildly unfit at the moment.
That's fair.
And my wife is a good cook, and she keeps making cookies, and it's not helping. I don't want to tell her to stop, but I also don't know what to do. I'm a mess right now, man. I'll be honest.
I don't know how I'm gonna lose weight, man. I've been counting my calories and stuff. Of course, our scale, like I've got to get batteries for it, so I don't even know what I weigh. But
So here's how you do it. You switch to black coffee. No more V8 energies. No,
What?
cut out
They're
all
like 50 calories a can, dude. It's
cut out all sugars, and move more than you eat. That's how you do it.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's why I count the calories.
Nobody
Calorie
likes it.
deficit.
But that's how it works. it's all just
easier.
caloric.
It's easier when I can ride because I can burn off an extra 300, 400, 500 calories a day to get that boost. As long as I don't eat those extras, it's a lot easier. But
right.
What I'm gonna go do right now, I'm building muscle because the more muscle you have, the more energy you burn just existing. Right. I say that it's like, how much muscle am I gonna build in a month and a half, 2 months? Not much.
I need to do something, man. I need to start. So I think spinning on a bike in the house is the start, and then after that, I need to get in the gym. I do. I need to start lifting again. I was in the gym 4 days a week up until the pandemic, regularly. I mean,
really?
Oh yeah. Well, we were training for that rock climbing trip. I was trying to trim down and then also put on a ton of leg muscle because we had that rock climbing trip planned that was going to be 2,700 vertical foot of elevation over the period of 1 mile, carrying a 75-pound pack, followed by a 3,200 foot a 2,400 foot vertical climb, dragging a 90-pound pack. So I mean, like my body was not fit at all for that. So I was 9 months straight of 4 days a week in the gym.
Huh. You know what's sad is I predict January 21st, 2023, we're gonna have the same conversation.
Well, I mean, so here's the thing though, is that we have rescheduled that rock climbing trip got canceled because of COVID. I mean, like we planned our pregnancy around that trip, and so we had to cancel it this year in 2020 because the park was closed. We couldn't travel, and then so we all got fat again after that. And then we had all the cam surgeries and all the stuff that we were going through with that last year. So this year we're trying to get back on the horse, and we're scheduling for May of 23. I think is what we're shooting for.
Oh, gotcha.
So yeah, so this is the start. Spinning a bike a couple times a week is the start. Trying to do 30-mile weekends and doing rides that actually burn calories this year, and then I'll probably get back into it heavy again July, August. I'm trying to start packing it on. Give myself another like 7-8 months before our trip.
Gotcha. Well, I'm gonna harass you in the Facebook group chat pretty consistently about how much you've been spinning in your basement. So
yeah,
that'll be good.
Yeah, no, we have to. That and I get waxed by all my buddies that I ride dirt bikes with that weigh a lot more than me, and so I can't keep doing that, man. I got to get better fitness so I can start getting more miles on the dirt bike and keeping up with those guys.
Good point. All right, well, if you listener stuck with us to the end of this podcast, you need to let us know so we can give you a high five or something next time we see you.
Right.
Because this was basically me ranting for 20 minutes about the flat pedal industry, followed by what we got for Christmas, right?
Briefly.
And now complaining about our fitness regimen. It's pathetic.
And a personal conversation between Klint and Kyle.
Yeah, this is like the worst podcast we've ever done. So
yeah. So if you're
hopefully
listening,
the next one will be better.
Whether or not you're going to jump on the podcast with us, because we've got a couple of guests we're going to try to bring on in the next month. If you're listening to it and you're listening to this one to decide if being on this podcast is worth your time, please don't make this the judgment call for you.
Yeah, go pick a different one. Any other one. Just go pick any random other one we've ever done. It'd probably be better.
Right. Yep. All right, man. Well, hey, guys, thanks a lot for listening. Klint, always good.
Well, I will say, Kyle, if we get the guy I messaged today to come on and talk, I have a feeling it's going to be one of the biggest ones we've ever done.
Yeah. I mean, like since Shepherd, probably. Yeah. It would be one of the bigger, more listened to conversations because there's not a lot of info out there yet. And I would love to be the first piece of media out there outside of what exists currently. So.
Well, the biggest one we've ever done was the BT Epic review.
Was it with Rogan?
Either that or my rapid react. It was one of the BT Epic podcasts.
Okay.
There's just a lot of people that do that, Yeah. And preview for this year. Yeah, my rapid reaction to racing the Epic was heads and tails by far. We don't have anything that's gotten our next biggest one compared to that one has, gosh, it's a fourth, less than a fourth of what I got on that one is our next biggest podcast listeners. So,
okay.
and there's gonna be more in this podcast moving forward. It's not just gonna be Enduro Bro podcast, because I'm planning to do more endurance type races. One, because in our area, like, that kind of riding for me is very readily available. It helps with the enduro fitness side of things, and there's races close to me, and they're on Saturdays. So, I'm on staff on a church. That means I don't even have to worry about, do I need to plan around this too hard? I can do the race and be home, that within an hour from when I finish if I want.
Right.
And once I did the epic, it changed me mentally. I'm like, I didn't do well, and I've never really won a mountain bike race, really, and it kind of, that's what drives me to, like, I want to go back and do a lot better. And I think if my knee hadn't been in pain, it really wasn't as miserable as I thought it was going to be. And now that I've done that many miles, like, doing one lap at Berryman, which is only 26 miles, and when I've done 52 and a half, it's like, I could do some longer races. I could do some cross country. Not saying I'm going to be good at it, but like, I don't dread it or despise it.
Right. Yeah.
It's racing bicycles. So
right.
There's going to be more content around that. I probably still will never be out there just in my Lycra. I'm still going to have a visor on my helmet. So I'm still going to be wearing whatever shoes I have. Like, I'm not going to go buy a second set of shoes and move my, I'm still going to be running the downhill shoes with my cleats all the way back, and a visor on my helmet, and a t-shirt and baggy shorts. They might be pretty lightweight. I have pretty lightweight ones, but certainly going to be more content that's based around that kind of racing and riding coming soon.
Definitely.
Yep.
All right,
man. Well, have a good one. I'll let you go. Thanks for listening, everybody. We will try to get a much more organized theme for the next
we'll do better next time, I promise.
Yep. See ya. Bye.
Cheers, guys.